muscles abound. Taros versus Queen Nai, this is like Duke versus Foda dream match.
Now, okay, real quick, which one of these is the Hulk and which one's the Thor?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say Queen Nai's the Hulk.
Yeah.
That's just what it's got to be.
I mean, like, it makes sense because Taros does have the hammer matching Thor, but Hulk is the strongest Avenger, and I do think Taros is the stronger one here, as we are in Game 1 of the Winners Final, currently even in the damage department, and Fiend going to be switching over to the Spear. That's what we were seeing Fiend lean into, was a lot of that Spear and catching those jumps with those downlights.
Yeah, he does an exceptional job at covering the ground space with that Spear neutral light and the side light, which conditions the opponent to want to jump. Hey, that's going to be my main way in, through, and around. And Spear downlight is the perfect anti-air to complete that triangle.
Yeah, it's really good at kind of getting an idea into your opponent's head and then shutting it down.
Oh!
But Wes, ready for the matchup, just runs underneath the snake bite, but can't get a solid enough punish.
Man, the damage has been just marching forward between these two. Yeah, you're right. Queen Nai does have a ton of defense, but Taros cutting through it with that massive strength for the first knockout.
Yeah, that was really high in the sky. Of course, lots of damage had been built up, so that likely would have knocked out either way. But first stock advantage to the West.
Fiend now trying to find the knockout.
Good
Oh
dodge.
my gosh, that ground pound could have tied up the stocks, but man, now he is still looking for the recovery just enough.
Yeah, Fiend is able to connect with that recovery. Of course, the neutral light into the recovery isn't a true combo, but he did catch Wes out on that one. And that is going to even up the stocks. Okay. Went for the stomp end.
I do like that option. The stomp into the neutral signature, you know, there are higher damage options that you could go for with some of the light attack on the kit, but he wanted the positioning there for that reversal. Spit Fiend out the back end to get the edge guard set up.
Yeah, normally...
Oh, and he's really going for it.
I was going to say, normally I'm critical of that stomp Ensig at low damage because, like you said, there's higher damage build tools. But right now, Wes is getting that damage built up with these juggling nairs. Big side sig, and Wes going to go up big over Fiend. Has a lot of health to play with here.
Yeah, that lead that he was able to just... Oh my gosh, even on the dodge punish, that's so much damage.
I miss the good old days when stomping a down sig was true. Nice.
I know. Right now. Uh-oh. The modified Mafia for the dodge read too? Oh, that's slick.
That was such good movement to set up into that and just went right on in. Gets the scoop up. Convincing game 1 for Wes.
Yeah, I mean, that was a 2-stock victory. Those first stocks, incredibly close, but just widening that gap time over time. Wes winning out every single interaction.
And of course, lots of damage was able to be put out. That's again, we kind of talked about it, right? When you go stat to stat, when the strength and the defense even out, then it just goes to whatever the base damages are.
Yeah.
And Axe and Hammer, they have pretty good base damage numbers. So it's just getting that straight damage built up. And of course, Fiend sticking with the Queen Nai is just gonna change up the skin game.
All right, and we're looking maybe changing up the map as well. We've got Small Brawlhaven, Small Enigma, and Demon Island. Or is it Small Brawlhaven? That would just be a crazy match with these two.
No.
All right, no.
Interesting.
Still
pick.
dangerous terrain because Demon Island has very small walls, so if Wes can land any of those neutral signatures on Taros in this match, it's gonna mean a lot.
Yeah, but at the same time, Fiend, of course, with the spear has that like spear down signature, which is really good for catching people on these short-walled maps because sometimes you'll peek your head a little bit more than you want to.
Oh, yeah.
Nice start for Fiend. Might have disarmed himself, but is able to pick up that spear toss. Fiend, very adept at those weapon tosses. And you're seeing him trying to make the adjust, right? He went for the down sig and is now trying to fast fall into that neutral light to cover, but the double...
Yeah, he was able to capitalize on that because Wes, you know, went for the gravity cancel there. So that means 3 seconds of no dodge. Oh my gosh, the spot dodge getting caught by the falling off of the neutral signature.
That was a really good punish from Wes, reading that dodge out from Fiend. Fiend almost gets it, but a nice reaction from Wes with that spot dodge to avoid that downlight. Big Sair, weapon toss, yep, and that's the first stock for Wes.
That was one of those, like, kind of quick little mind games of when are you going to spend your options and in what order. because he was looking, hey, I'm going to save my jumps, my things that are a little bit more mobile for the later time where I need to actually maneuver around you to get back up on the corner. But Wes called out that early recovery and was like, you're locked in for that portion? That's an easy weapon toss.
Ooh, and he scoops up while Fiend is doing the down signature there. Wes really trying to find a lot of momentum here in game number 2. Nice neutral light, takes more stage control from Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, Wes has managed to get a ton of extra credit, even though Fiend just spreading his wings to set him free onto this second stock. It's still a serious mountain to climb.
Yeah, this is a solid advantage for Wes. Definitely doable for Fiend, not out of this one yet, but a nice double from Wes with the dare into the nair means more damage and closer to the kill percent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So incredibly close, gives him the full shave with the axe side air down to his last stock. This is looking a little reminiscent of game 1.
Yeah, got the shave and the cream with that one, as well as a warm towel for afterwards.
Yo, the full service?
Didn't even have to pay extra. That one was for free.
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits or 2 stocks. That's what Wes is looking for.
But he does find the neutral light into the neutral signature. Disarms himself on the whiffed weapon toss. Fiend now with the weapon advantage, but not able to push it as Wes is still playing close to Fiend on this corner.
Yeah, they're keeping this match in tight right now. Fiend, he's got such a giant comeback to make, and Wes isn't getting caught out by any of those massive strikes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that didn't knock out.
It's the tail end of that recovery, but a nice side sig to punish the side sig whiff, and Fiend holds on to the final stock for a brief moment, trying to juggle. This is the second time Fiend has been juggling and just gets caught.
Yeah, and that's dangerous because, you know, the actual amount of stun time from a weapon throw isn't that long. So if they're doing some of those multi-hit attacks like the unarmed neutral light, they might be able to get another one in there depending on when that weapon throw lands. Oh, and stomp side air, Wes for a game 2 victory? I can't believe he's up 2-0. Is this going to be a quick sweep of winners finals?
Yeah, there was a lot of sawdust in that barn, and like you said, it is burning down, and unfortunately it is on the plot of land that is owned by Fiend, and now Fiend is down to game number 3. If he loses this one here, he is knocked down into the lower bracket, and we've got a guaranteed top 2 finish for Wes.
Really well this tournament, but man, I want to see Fiend bring this back at least a little bit, and for that, he's actually swapping over to the Val. So we've now got Gauntlets and Sword, a completely different stat mix, and it looks like, are we getting a stage mix as well? No.
Demon Island's still there.
I mean, if it's open, I would take it. As Wes, absolutely.
He did just win on Demon Island, but Small Mammoth is also like a can't go wrong kind of map. And as we've said, South America does like the triplats, but it looks like it is going to be the Demon Island for game number 3. This is an interesting pick for Fiend. Of course, most people have some skills with the sword. Gauntlets, on the other hand, I don't think I've seen that much Gauntlets from Fiend. Like, I'm just trying to think of immediate character picks here, and it was like Jala, Barasa, and the Thatch are the 3 that I've seen, and then like Nash as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a little bit of the wild card, a bit of mystery, but it does have a good tool set for this map pick. So it's a little bit of, if either of these players get caught out, the other one can actually just delete the stock.
Definitely a lot of aggressive tools. Goes for the toss down there to catch Fiend, but Fiend with the movement, able to avoid that weapon toss. The sidelight actually caught kind of awkward, so Wes couldn't get the true follow-up.
Fiend using those mid-range weapon tosses just to keep Wes on the back foot. They're not going to do a ton of damage, but they do break up the pace.
Yeah, gotta throw the timing off. Can't let your opponents get into that rhythm. Again, Wes with these weapon tosses down, not quite landing onto Fiend. Ooh, nice.
Oh, with the wall variant, riding the lightning all the way up.
Yeah, I was waiting for Wes to go for the risky end sig, but Fiend just calls him out, throws out the side sig up the wall, and launches Wes high. Couldn't quite lead to the knockout. That's going to be one thing that Fiend struggles with this Val, is that low strength.
Oh, now both of them unarmed. Fiend manages to swoop in and just steal that weapon away. Downlight recovery, yes, first knockout, Fiend on the board.
Yeah, looking solid. Trying to decide what weapon to be. It's gonna be the gauntlets. And you see, he didn't try to juggle too extra long this time. He was like, all right, I'm just gonna stick with the gauntlets. I don't want to end up getting clapped up on the respawn. Nice. Big opportunity here. Misses the Sair, and that is a hard punish from Wes.
The patience that he had to just fast fall under Fiend and go, hey, I know if I fast fall under you as the gauntlets, you don't really have too many options that can catch up to me. And one hammer recovery is all it takes.
Yeah, that's a really good spot to play with the hammer, is right underneath. Of course, it's a risky spot, just like this.
Was he going to do it again?
He was thinking about it. You saw him falling low, but that's a now full stock advantage to Fiend in game number 3.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I feel like Wes was definitely fishing to bait Fiend down there once again, but this time, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
Weapon
no.
toss, and he
caught the
is
recovery.
Gone.
All right, so it's an incredibly volatile play. When it pays off, it gets the stock. When it doesn't, it's your stock. And Wes is happy to just play those odds.
Yeah, that's one thing that the neutral sig is what started that entire engagement, and that's what's so strong about it on the corner, is because it can just force an offstage engagement. Immediately led to the ground pound, fast fall underneath, recovery, weapon toss, and Fiend was gone. He reacted with the immediate recovery.
Wes going up and around, but Fiend getting, the
tricky.
hot swap into the extra juggles for the weapon starve.
It's been successful so far. Wes is disarmed again. Fiend was a full stock up, and the downlight sider not quite enough. Weapon toss doesn't land.
Not yet.
Second opportunity. Gonna go high, and it
with
will
the
knock
shuriken
out.
toss.
You know, that does not knock out as frequently as I would want to whenever I play Valve.
Yeah, it's got a lot of range, priority, it's got the retreat on there, so it's a very sneaky attack, but man, it knocks at kind of like that little bit of a diagonal angle, and the fact that you like kind of retreat before you do the uppercut, it always just adds extra distance onto it, but man, Fiend had enough damage there that was lights out.
And of course, Fiend gonna stick with the adage, don't fix what ain't broke, as he sticks with the Val, and now it's on Wes to make the adjustment. We have been praising Wes's Lance, but we have not seen much of it as of late. Still options on the table. Of course, we did see the Taros. Could see the Olgrim, but now it's going to be Taros.
And locking in the Taros. I mean, he still has runway to play with because he is up 2-1 in this best of 5. He can still lose another game against Fiend and come out ahead.
I always feel like in this situation, it's like, yeah, you can lose the next game, and it's not terrible. But it's always scary to be in that Game 5 situation, especially when you're up 2-0, and to immediately turn that around to a 2-2, it's like, man, I messed up a little bit there.
Yeah, always something to be reconsidering there. And so now we're reconsidering Mammoth Fortress for another game. We're kind of sandwiching it in there.
Yeah, at least changing up the map. Got to do something different. As we get into game number 4, Wes going to start it off with the initial damage onto Fiend. Fiend has the sword in hand. Nice spot dodge with the punish there.
Oh man, they've been trading kind of blow for blow, but you see Taros' strength and that high base damage of the axe just coming out ahead. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that was close.
I thought he had that throw lined up.
He does have that lined up, though. The D-Light into ground pound. Really good on Wes to recognize Fiend's been out there for a while, burning a lot of utility, getting back to the stage, and just complete that KO.
Oh! The dash jump ground pound almost caught him with the neutral air that would reverse positions yet again.
And what a read from Wes, reading the dodge down from Fiend, throws out the down signature for just that raw damage on top of it. Again, the dodge down from Fiend gets punished by Wes. So much damage is being built up for Wes.
Side signature just zooping its way in there. He's going for these ground pounds and always kind of stopping them at the stage level. I mean, that one was dead over the corner, so he was really looking for Wes to just kind of come charging in.
Yeah, trying to punish the over-aggression from Wes. There you've seen a burn dodge from Wes, but Fiend not able to capitalize. Big stare. Wes could go up huge as the weapon toss connects.
Gosh.
And that's another stock. Wes now 3 stocks to 1 of Fiend.
Yeah, it's kind of been the hallmark here of Wes just tracking Fiend's recovery options, letting him just kind of spend them all, and then the surgical precision to clean it up. Fiend still has a shot, but man, he's back a full stock.
That was a nice reaction from Fiend, though. Saw that Wes was coming in with the down sig, but he didn't have as much movement on it. So he was able to get that punish with the gravity cancel downlight, which did lead to the knockout, but still a full stock behind.
Fiend sticking in close to this Taros. He's been dancing around back and forth, getting
Oh, no.
just behind. Oh, no! That could be disastrous. That got
he's
the recovery.
gone.
Wes, absolute dominance at the end here, securing it with the 2-stock victory for a 3-1 set over Fiend.
That was such a clean finish there. Again, Wes beating out the recovery. You saw the stars come out, and Wes just winning every offstage engagement to win it 3-1 and earn that guaranteed top 2 finish.
Yeah, that was crazy. Just absolutely poured on the gas at the end. The barn burned down, only cinders left, and Wes standing there with a smile on his face.
And now Fiend, of course, moving into the second barn. There's still a hope and a dream, but he is going to be sitting in the losers final, while Wes sitting up top, 2 barns on his plot of land, 1 for fun and 1 for friends. And he's going to just sit there with his barns and wait for the winner of the losers bracket. Right now, Lopez and LX, you're seeing them on the bottom of your screen.